Hey, friends, and welcome back to the Reddit Rainbow. I hope your day is treating you well. Y'all, I'm not going to hold you. I need you to grab your vibes and delights and let's jump into this fucking story called Am I the asshole for kicking my girlfriend out after she called me a crybaby for crying over my deceased niece? What? What? Oh my gosh. Let's just go. Let's just go. I'm already mad. I don't even know where to start with this. You started it. Let's finish it. I met my now ex girlfriend 4 years ago in college. Until now, she seemed like the type of woman I would want to marry. Extremely kind, genuine, and generally a joy to be around. My big sister and her husband had a daughter at the beginning of our relationship. I couldn't be more happy to be an uncle. She was the cutest thing in the world to me. I tried to be that cool uncle to her and would always try to find time for her. My sister would regularly bring her over to my place for me to babysit when she had something going on. My girlfriend, to my knowledge, also seemed to get along fine with her and wouldn't be against babysitting her with me. The best moment I shared with her was when my sister showed me a drawing of my niece made about me in kindergarten. I was literally on the verge of tears seeing that. Aww. A year ago, my world turned upside down when my sister gave me a call crying. That one sentence still rings in my head from time to time. She told me that she was diagnosed with, oh my goodness, leukemia. To say I was devastated would be an understatement. The past year was really tough for all of us. I spent most of my free time with my sister and brother in law in the hospital. Seeing that poor girl and all those tubes attached to her really broke my heart. I would regularly bring over balloons and make those balloon animals for her. I learned how to make those while working at a carnival when I was young. What? That's pretty crazy. Does anybody know how to make balloons? Do you know how to do balloon animals? As a result, I spent less time with my girlfriend. She seemed like she understood until the big C word grew worse. From Saturday to Sunday, I was either in the hospital or I was in the bottle. One day, my girlfriend just seemed to ignore me on our 3 year anniversary. I bought her flowers, a cake, and made her a card. My girlfriend, on the other hand, didn't give me anything. I pressed her about it, and that's when she said something that was probably a sign of what was to come. She just told me, well, it doesn't seem like you care, so why should I get something? My girlfriend didn't give me anything. I pressed her about it, and that's when she said something that probably was a sign of what was to come. She told me, well, it doesn't seem like you care, so why should I get something for someone who cares more about a child that's going to pass on anyway? What? I don't know what she was expecting. Long story short, I threatened to kick her out and to tell everyone I knew, including my sister, who is a close friend of hers, what she just told me. She apologized and told me she wasn't thinking straight and something like this would never happen again. I eventually forgave her and we moved on. My niece passed away last week and it's been the worst period of my life. May she rest easy. Oh man, I've basically been crying myself to sleep every day and have been spending a lot of time with my sister to console her. Something that caught me off guard, though, is that my girlfriend seemed a bit too happy at the news of her passing. She just smiled and said, I'm so happy she isn't suffering anymore and is in a better place now, with a big grin on her face. What the stuff? Yesterday, I overheard her talking with one of her friends over the phone. I just came home from work and I guess she didn't hear me walk in. I just heard a real man wouldn't cry unless it was his kid. That caught me off guard, and so I kept listening. She said some more awful things about me being a crybaby and how I shouldn't be so attached to a kid that isn't even mine. And this was supposed to be her best friend? I loudly coughed to get her attention and just saw the life draining from her face. She tried the whole let me explain bullshit, and I said to just pack what's needed and I'll get her dad to come pick her up. After a solid hour of begging, she finally gave up and packed her things into a suitcase. Before leaving, she tried spitting at me, but ended up spitting on herself. Oh, damn, that's messed up. Her mom called me a few hours later, begging me to give her a second chance. I'm sorry, but every time you hear about a parent calling a partner to try and please take my daughter back, you're telling on yourselves because you know that that person's actually a piece of shit and you don't actually want to deal with them. You can't fool me. Nope. Anyway, well, at least that's the flags it gives anyway. I know I shouldn't have said this, but I just told her to go fuck herself and her mentally unstable daughter. Damn. I basically emptied half a bottle of Jack Daniels that night and went to bed. Oof. I woke up today with text from my sister. She told me that my ex told her everything that happened and understood me kicking her out, but I should consider giving her a second chance. She told me that my ex seemed sincere in her apology to her. She asked what Lily would want, my niece. Not gonna lie, that kind of broke me. My niece loved my girlfriend and would always run to her and ask to play Barbie with her. Okay, but it's obvious that Lily didn't know what this horrible lady was saying about her. My little cousin just told me, I hope you see this. I hope you see this, sir. But anyway, my little cousin just told me that his dad was dating this really terrible girl for years and nobody knew. And nobody fucking knew that she was doing that. My sister said she always felt really off about that chick. But like I had no idea. You know what I mean? That's crazy, man. Anyway, I feel like I shouldn't be upset if my sister forgave her, but at the same time, I feel hurt by her calling me a crybaby. Yes, and if you take her back, then she's gonna call you something else worse next time. And that's still verbal abuse. She's verbally abusing you. What the fuck? Before the diagnosis, I've never really cried in front of her, and her comments hurt me deeply. It cut me deep, Shrek. They cut me deep. I feel like I can never open up to someone again, let alone her. Am I being irrational here? Should I forgive her? Fuck no. Ooh, they wrote an edit. I just want to thank all of you. Seeing how my story has touched so many people truly means the world to me. I originally posted on here to get another perspective on how I could have handled things better and if I was being irrational by kicking on my ex. I couldn't bring this up to my family for obvious reasons, and I have a friend who posted on the subreddit regarding something similar, and he told me he received some not so good advice, but also a ton of great advice. So I'm glad I chose to post on here. The amount of messages I've received is overwhelming. I want to thank those for sharing their personal experiences with me and ways they dealt with grief with me. I apologize for taking so long to respond to messages. I've received over 100 messages to date. I want to give each message the same amount of care you guys showed me. I have received several screenshots of people donating to leukemia research charities, and I'm truly beyond grateful. I don't deserve any of this. Aw, poor baby. The past 48 hours have definitely been some of the darkest and bleakest in my life, and you guys helped me out so much. I wish there was a way I could thank you all personally, but I would be here until the end of time doing that. That's how I feel about all the people who actually take time to listen to me. I could thank you guys all day. Anyway, I'll be posting an update as soon as I've cut the booze, and me and my family are in a better place mentally. I owe it to you guys. Again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. All right, y'all. What do y'all think about that? If I'm being totally honest with you, I don't know if it's fair that the girlfriend like spilled her guts and like her not nice feelings about her daughter right now when it's so fresh, because I don't believe that the sister has truly processed what that lady has told her. All right, so if I'm being honest with you, I kind of feel like the ex dropped a bomb on the sister in the sense of she didn't she was thinking about herself and not her best friend who just lost her daughter. If someone told me that they didn't give a shit about my daughter who just passed away, or they said some really messed up stuff about the fact that my daughter was really sick and about to pass away, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I don't think we would be friends. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit's crazy, especially for someone who went from playing Barbie with her to saying that, oh, it's just some kid, some sick kid. Like that's crazy. Okay. All right, y'all. I can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts, and I'll catch y'all later.